guys, I'm Lori from Arkansas Yarn Company, and this is Arkansas Yarncasting.
I'm Jessica.
And I am Anna.
And we are in Malvern, Arkansas. Actually, Jessica and Anna live in Hot Springs, but the yarn store is in Malvern, so that's where we are.
And it's worth the drive.
So worth the drive. Yeah, so what you guys got going on?
I finished a couple of things since the last podcast.
Yay.
So I guess I can start with some of my two finished objects. I got to finish this Loopy Mango
I'll help you.
cardigan. It's really nice. It's got a garter detail on the shoulders.
Can you turn it around, maybe?
Yeah. Let's turn it around. And it's knit with big old chunky Loopy Mango yarn. And this colorway is called Blacksmith, and it's on the Merino number 5, which is their super bulky merino.
Y'all, I wore it the day after on Monday was our first day back in the store. I wore it on top of a sweater, and I did not want to take it off. It is the coziest, yummiest yarn.
It's very
nice. Love it. I love it. I think I want to make a cardigan. That's the version. That's the short version of the winter coat that I want to do. That's the short version of it, and it's gorgeous.
It's called the Boyfriend Cardigan.
Yeah.
By Loopy Mango.
Yes.
That's gotta feel like what it would be to grab a sheep from the field and just give it a snuggle.
Yeah, it was like a hug all day. It was really nice.
Now I want to go find a field of sheep though, and give them a hug.
They don't really like that. I don't think they like that.
I mean, have you seen
like-
the kids in the rodeo?
Yeah. They're like, get off me, crazy lady. No, that's frowned upon.
Oh.
And then today, as we came into the shop, I finished my slip extravaganza, and it is huge.
Yay! For some reason, it is so much bigger than Anna's.
Hey,
It is
Like
bigger.
the whole border hangs up.
like Anna's in
mine
here.
comes to about there, and then the width of mine ends like more like here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
And I did make one change to it. Where these triangles are, I used a matching lime green Surrey instead of the color number 2, which is this medium gray.
I think it was worth it.
I think it was a good change.
I think it was.
I like that it separates this gray section from this gray section.
I think it lets this area be a border now.
It does. I agree.
It's really pretty.
But yes, those are my 2 finished objects since the last podcast, and I am...
It's a shameless plug though, because it's my yarn. I dyed it just for Jessica for this project.
But I definitely will be doing a lot of finishing this year. That is my goal, is to get a lot of my whips finished.
Now, out of all of your green and gray shawls, because she does a lot of green and gray shawls.
Stephen West.
Yes.
Well, the mystery knit along every year, I do it in that same lime green and gray. So my first one was the Texture Time, the 2018 mystery knit along in October. And I did that in lime green Surrey with a gray gradient for all the other colors. And then my second one was the Starflake, which was the 2019 mystery knit along. And I did that in the lime green radioactive and cast iron skillet, the dark gray. And so then this one, with it having multiple colors, I decided to do the lime green and the gray gradient, gray gradient again.
I think it's so pretty. And it's, I think yours is just equally as pretty. Shall we show everybody again yours?
Because my somehow much smaller,
Much smaller.
version.
Her baby version.
I thought it was big, and then Jessa gets hers off the needles, and it's like, whoa.
I feel like you're a tighter knitter, Anna.
Yeah, I think I'm a looser knitter than you are.
But look how I love all the gradients of the gray gradient and a solid. I think it's spectacular.
Yeah, it is pretty.
It is. It definitely is.
There we go.
Yeah. Do you
Did
have...
anybody else finish anything?
I did. I finished something. I think y'all already saw it because I talked about it on social media, but I finished my Loopy Mango sweater. Isn't it so adorable?
What sweater is that?
So this is the off-the-shoulder sweater, and there's 2 off-the-shoulder sweater patterns on Ravelry. So these are not listed as a pattern. You have to purchase the pattern, or if you purchase the yarn to make it, we give you the pattern, but she doesn't sell her patterns on Ravelry. So I did put this in my Ravelry project page, and I realized when I did that there were 2 patterns. One is called off the shoulder, and it's using big cotton. And then this one is called the off the shoulder sweater using merino number 5. So this is merino number 5. And I actually had every intentions of wearing this today, but you know, after last week and it was like 4 degrees, today is like 70. And
Much nicer weather.
and it's quite lacy in here, and so I felt like I really had to wear something underneath it because you could see
Pokey.
you could see my bra, you could see everything. So I just it was entirely too hot to wear, and I know it seems weird to say because I've been complaining that it's cold, that it's too hot to wear, but it's too hot to wear. So
Speaking of too hot to wear, I was finally able to wear my Monsieur Plastique this week, or this last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we had to be in layers. It was, y'all have no idea how cold it was here. This happens like once every 10 years, and it was freezing, absolutely freezing.
Well, this sweater is Stephen West's Monsieur Plastique. It came out January of 2020, or just after Christmas, I think. Just before January.
Because we went to go see Wicked.
And this sweater is knit with worsted weight yarn, and I used Malabrigo for this, and it is heavy. I don't need to wear any shirts underneath of it.
Is this Rios or Arroyo?
This is Rios, the worsted weight. But yeah, this sweater is very warm, so I was glad I was finally able to wear it.
Here's the coolest part of this whole sweater. It has a thumb hole built in. We love that part.
Yeah.
And I love this coral.
Oh yes, this coral is pretty, but yeah, it definitely keeps me warm. It is definitely a very warm sweater.
Yeah, so how's y'all's weather been? Have y'all also had a ton of cold, snowy, freezing, pipes bursting, can't get snow removed, icicles like crazy, making you feel like you're living in Frozen, because we were.
So
It was cold.
My power only went out for, I think, 45 minutes, and I think, I'm not sure.
I didn't know you lost power.
Yeah, it was like 45 minutes. We busted out the oil lanterns and just hung out, had a podcast playing on our phone, and
Yeah.
it didn't take long.
I mean, I stayed on my couch and knitted for the majority of the time. I mean, I didn't lose any power. I think the first half of the week, Lucas and I watched some movies, but then Ash Wednesday, on Wednesday, Lucas and I decided to give up TV for Lent, so from Wednesday on, I was listening to audiobooks while I sat and knit. So that was a lot of fun.
So at my house, we have heat pumps, and the heat pump does not work very good if it's really cold outside, if it's in the teens. So, and also our fireplace needed to be cleaned. So we we weren't able to run that. So it was like 50 degrees in my house. So I felt like it was entirely too cold to knit. I was like, my fingers hurt knitting. So I did not get any knitting done until like Thursday when the sun came out and it started warming things up. It was so cold. I don't know when I've been that cold. But we decided that because Anna couldn't go to Canada
for my winter,
Canada came to Anna. Thanks, Anna. It was
most
cold.
welcome.
Y'all, it was so cold. I cannot even tell y'all. And we do not get this kind of weather here. And so we don't have the equipment, the manpower, the budget to take care of it. Like when we lived outside of DC, this stuff was cleared away immediately and we didn't have to deal with it.
And all the roads were treated and they had salts. Which they don't really have a whole lot of that out here. They're not prepared for it.
I think that I heard, I might be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that I heard that we broke record snowfall here in Malvern. We broke the record. I think we had over 18 inches. 18 inches.
I think someone was saying 20.
I think
there have been in some spots.
I do think that. And then, I don't know if y'all have a diva dog like me, but my dog Molly, she did not want to go outside in the snow. She's not having it. She didn't want, her feet were cold. So Scott says she's like me. Scott says she's like me. She did not want to have any part of being outside. So she would hold it. She would just hold it. But she would snuggle by me, so that was kind of nice. I'm really glad that the snow is gone. Well, there's a little bit out front still, but because it's in the shade, but I'm really glad it's over. Yesterday this is the craziest part, 72.
Mm-hmm. So not even a week later and we've got 70-degree weather.
It's crazy.
Which is absolutely fantastic. I love the 70s.
Just because, like, if we could have snow and 70, I would be so happy. She can go right out front while in the shade and have that little dream just right there.
I came in the shop yesterday, I guess it was, and said, oh, I'm melting.
And she had on flip-flops, y'all.
I did.
It's February and she had on flip-flops.
I mean, I would have had on flip-flops yesterday, but my toes look gross. I need a pedicure.
I need a pedicure too. I need a pedicure. But yeah, it's the weather's been kind of yucky here, so we're actually happy.
Although, of course, definition of yucky, whatever. I went hiking in it. My husband and I put on our kind of like winter boots, and
that means they weren't flip-flops.
Pretty much.
It means that Anna had on closed-toed shoes.
Probably not boots.
No, I do have winter boots, but they are in Canada. I was like, I will never have use for them here.
I don't even have, like, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law came over to sled down our hill, and I don't even have any clothes to wear to go play in the snow. I don't have any shoes that would be appropriate. I don't. I have nothing like that. And then, you can't order it right now because it's summer here.
Well, spring.
Well, spring at 70. 70.
Mm-hmm. One thing I did feel bad about was how many people were like having water shortages.
Yeah.
Well, the pipes broke. Some of the main pipes broke and leaked. And so we're in a town where we get our water, which isn't from Malvern, but in Benton, they are under we have to boil our water now, and we have to conserve it because it's a state of emergency. So, yeah.
Well,
Not that
okay.
great.
I have not finished any knitting.
No, but you've made some progress on your sweater.
You made a lot of progress.
So I've made progress. That's all I can claim. But
and the color is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using up just like single skeins of yarn, and okay. So this top portion is kind of like a collar, and so it will fold back, and then there's a little bit of lace right in here, and
That's pretty.
That's like the front
That's gorgeous.
kind of panel.
It's gonna be a beautiful cardigan.
So it goes like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty, Anna.
You're almost ready to split for your sleeves, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I'll do 2 more rows. I did put it on waste yarn last night just to check and see where it was at.
So you're holding everything with cyan from Malabrigo? Your other 2 colors?
So it's 2 yarns held together, and so for the most part, so far it's been mostly the blue.
It's pretty.
And then
That bright blue.
I have the bright. And then I have can't get it. A gray. Just a dark gray. And so that will be what I kind of finish out the sweater with. Yeah, because that's what I had in my stash.
Yeah.
And then, shall I show my mug now?
You got a position.
So here is, I found this mug at my favorite store.
I love it too.
I like to say that it's Jessa's favorite store because
my
it's
favorite
not.
store.
It's so, but it's the. There we go. It is.
It's so cute.
It's so cute, and it's big enough that I basically get to use it as a yarn bowl.
And show them the inside because it's so adorable.
Oh yeah, and then like little clover.
That's so cute.
All inside.
And we love gnomes here.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
And he's holding a little Starbucks cup.
He is with a
Well,
little.
maybe it's a her because her hair looks braided.
And then there's even like a little clover on the cup.
That's adorable.
It is. It is.
Jessica does not like TJ Maxx.
I don't.
Can you believe that?
It is like my favorite store.
Yeah, I like it.
But you have to go in with like not anything in mind that you're shopping for, and then you have to spend a whole lot of time in there rifling through everything to find something.
She takes after her daddy.
Well, how do you feel about like thrift store shopping?
Yeah, I don't enjoy doing that either.
No, she's like a go in, get what I need, and go home. She's, yeah.
And if I have to rifle through the racks to look at what they have, then I don't like doing that.
That's
I like to walk into the store and see everything that they have as soon as I walk in.
It's the hunt, isn't it?
It is the
It's
hunt.
the hunt.
So there was one time there was a Goodwill that I went to back in Kansas, and I found this was one of my favorite finds. It's like this little kind of wall hanging plaque thing that it's from Norway, which I'm a quarter Norwegian, and my dad would always tell me stories about his grandma and all the stories that she had told him growing up. And so like we really kind of identify with the Norwegian side of things. And so I was so excited. I got it for like 50 cents or something, and I looked it up online, and I think I got the translation, but
I love to go thrifting. It's fun. I like to go junking, really junking.
like out into the
like really like when we lived in Connecticut, there was this really junky junk store, and the owner of it, he was an elderly Polish man, and he called me Miss America. And
well, that's why you looked at that one.
well, I did. I'm not gonna lie, I like that part too. But I would go with my friend Stephanie, and so we would show up with our kids, and he would say, Miss America. So I like that part. But you could not. It was dark in there, so you couldn't see everything. So we kind of did it by sections. And I love it. And the best part was like out in the back, they had vintage sinks and, you know, all the pieces of vintage stuff, like the pretty little decorative things that go on your porch, or the railings, or the banisters, those kinds of things. I like those architectural details, and so I always had fun going. Now, Jessica slipped on some glass there, and she cut her arm up really bad.
That's
so
why she doesn't like it.
That's probably why Jessica doesn't like doing that kind of thing, because it wasn't fun anymore.
Well, like, I don't like those malted malt balls. What are those called?
Malted milk balls.
Yeah. So
I don't like those either.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah. I ate a bunch of those as a kid.
Those
and
are
then
the best.
I fell, and then they were.
You probably should stop now. you should totally stop now.
I don't know where you're going with that
I
story.
don't really either, but I have a weak stomach, and no, you should stop. No. Yeah, so I guess definitely your past dictates your future.
Yeah, probably so.
I'd love to do that kind of thing. Don't you like to go shopping at Amity?
So there's a
Flea market.
A flea market,
Mhm.
more or less, in a little town nearby called Amity, and they have monthly for 10 months out of the year. They have a little Amity trade days. There's an old little lumber mill that is no longer functioning, and they have all of the covered barns,
huge
It is.
covered barns, kind of spaced off to where vendors can come in and do to sell their wares. And I go there every month for the majority of the months and sell my Color Street nail strips. And so yes, there are some booths, but it's not like going to a junk store where you have to rifle through things. You just walk up and down the aisles and you can see what everybody has.
Hey,
Right
when
at their
you're
booth.
when you're there, the first weekend of March, can you go over to that honey place and get me some more honey? I used up all my honey because it was so cold in my house. I had to make hot toddies, and I had used up all of my honey from this guy. It's so good. And then he also was selling bee pollen. Have y'all ever tasted bee pollen? It's so gross. I did not care for it. I know that some people really love it, and the guy totally sold us on it because he's like, yeah, I gave it to my 84-year-old mother, and she just got up and started cleaning, and she was just full of energy.
She was probably trying to shake off the taste.
Well, I thought
I don't think it tastes that bad.
it tastes very
mean,
earthy honey. It tastes earthy, and
Yeah.
it tastes exactly like it smells.
Yeah.
And I did not like it. I thought, I'm just gonna hide, because I did not like the smell of it. And he's like, oh, just put it in your smoothie, it'll be fine. So I put a teeny little bit, and I mean like not even a quarter of a teaspoon in there, a little bitty bit. I could not even drink it. I just could not drink it.
You know,
But
that's
his
how-
honey is good.
His honey is good, but that's how I am with cucumbers. People say that, even if you pick off cucumbers from something, that you can't taste the cucumber, and I can taste the cucumber.
I love cucumber.
If cucumber was on something and they took it off, I can taste it.
But
So you
she'll
don't
eat a
like-
pickle.
But I will eat
But
pickles.
she will eat pickles.
Okay.
Yes.
But
I knew
cucumbers,
that
I
about
don't.
the cucumber about you. For some reason, you were saying cucumber, and I'm picturing pickle. I'm like,
it's
Because it is the
basically
same.
yeah,
It's the same vegetable.
just a process.
Yeah. But yeah, even cucumber waters. I
love cucumber water.
do cucumber waters. I can't do cucumber flavored anything.
I don't like cucumber. Like when you get melon and cucumber lotion.
Yeah, I don't do melon.
I know she doesn't.
I don't do melons either.
Well, when I was pregnant with Jessica, I ate like a whole watermelon every day.
Well, it's not just
I'm not
watermelon.
joking. I drank, and cottage cheese. I also ate a lot of cottage
How do
cheese.
you feel about cottage
She
cheese?
doesn't like it.
Well, I can eat it now.
can eat it now?
I didn't like it as a child.
No.
I didn't like it as a child.
And she doesn't like fake watermelon flavor either. I mean,
don't
like a watermelon
I
Jolly
don't
Rancher.
like melon flavored things. I don't like melons, honeydew melon, cantaloupe, watermelon. I can't do any of that.
Hey,
Can't do
y'all
any of
should
that.
leave us some comments and tell us what kinds of things you can't do. We'd like to know what kind of things can't you do. What do you
So-
What can't you do?
I can't do the malted. I can't even
Malted
say it. Like I was so traumatized, I can't even say it.
Is that all?
I think so.
Well, now that you finished your yellow sweater, what are you working on?
Well, I'm addicted to these things, y'all. I'm working on this little. I love these.
Little.
For starters, I want to tell y'all this. Look at these teeny tiny little shorty needles. I love these so much. They're my favorite. And these are size 1s. And so I'm addicted to making these little can cozies from Nitty Natty. And the pattern is available on Ravelry. And I love these so much. When I go to the beach, I make these for all of my friends. And so I am addicted to making these. So I had some Felici rainbow in my stash, and I bought it specifically for these because I feel like it's more absorbent because it's hot here and cans sweat. And so that's what I've been working on. And I forgot to bring Scott's socks, but I also have been working on his socks. But I'm trying to decide what my next project should be. I'm torn.
What kind of things do you have in mind?
There's a pattern on Ravelry, and it's called the Urban Ballerina, and it's just a little bitty sweater shrug, and it's made out of sock yarn, and it's from Stephanie Lotvin, who is Telly B Knits. I love that pattern so much, and I wear a lot of strapless things, and so I thought that would be fun and not so you have to pay all that attention to. So I think that might be fun. But I also just got a new sock yarn, so I'm like, I really need to get Scott's socks off the needles because I want to cast on. Can I show them my yarn?
Yeah, show them your yarn.
So I got this sock yarn. This is this is not an infomercial for Arkansas Yarn Company, but this is from Woolens and Nosh, and her yarn is absolutely gorgeous and super, super vibrant. And I have, I think, 100 skeins of all of this gorgeous self-striping yarn coming from her, and it's held up in Vermont. It's held up in Vermont. I should have already had it by now. It's stuck there. But I'm dying to cast these on, and I wish y'all could see how gorgeous this is. She has a sock on her website. She has a sock knitted in this, and it just has the most perfect spacing of the self-stripe. I just want to do these so badly.
What sweater are we gonna make out of that? What is that sweater called?
Oh, the Bright Axis. The Bright Axis
Happy?
From the Knit Happy with Self-Striping yarn book. It's also Stephanie Lotvin, and we are going to be doing a knit along here in the store, and I think we'll put it on our Ravelry so people can join us. But it's a lot like Jessica's sweater here, where you knit with the sock yarn up here, and then the rest of it's knit in a solid, and it is gorgeous. And I'm so tempted to knit mine with my Rainbow Bright, which is this light pink down in here. It's that neon pink color. The one I also did my Botanic. Yeah, roller. What did I say?
You said Rainbow Bright.
Oh no, my roller derby, my hot pink roller derby. I did my Botanic shawl in it. I'm very tempted to do my bottom in that color, but I'm also tempted to do my bottom in black. And we have some black Malabrigo coming in sock, and it would work out so nicely with this, and it would be so adorable with a little pair of white capri pants. This is and also it has like the best lime green color in it. This is so pretty.
It's gonna be a nice color.
I think that might be my next cast on, and I really wanted to do that winter coat, but now we've gotten past the point where it's going to have to be my fall project because it's just going to be entirely too hot to work on, and y'all,
It's gonna be a blanket.
that it is.
It's gonna be a
because
blanket while you work
this
on it.
sweater, this yellow sweater, it is heavy. It's so heavy.
I wonder how much it weighs.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, at least 600 grams because that's how many balls I used.
Yeah.
Are those 100 grams or 150
Those are
grams?
150. The merino.
So I used 6 balls of that yarn for that yellow sweater. So yeah,
That's like a weighted blanket.
it does feel that way. It's very heavy. It is very heavy. So it reads well as an off the shoulder sweater because you literally don't have to do anything to keep it off your shoulder. It's that nice heavy weight, but it's warm. So that I'm thinking about doing we're doing the Bright Axis sweater in the store for the knit
Yeah.
along. So
We should do it with the podcast too.
hey, do y'all want to do that with us? That would be
It
fun.
would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The more the merrier.
And
of course.
and prizes.
Well, yes.
Who doesn't like a prize?
We all love prizes.
I know. We're gonna give a prize away in a little bit.
I always love seeing all the variety of any given
Combinations.
Item.
Yes.
So like the botanic shawl. Those are my colors. I saw there's a customer here that she's doing hers in like kind of orangey.
Yeah,
earth
her main
tones.
color is an orange, and then the Zauberball has a lot of like earthy colors.
Yeah.
in it.
And it's gorgeous. It'll look awesome with everything she
And her
wears.
coloring.
Oh, yeah.
And her coloring. And we helped her put it together, and it's so gorgeous. And then Jessica's doing.
Gray and
I'm sorry, I
green.
have the hiccups now. Jessica's doing hers in a grain, obviously a grain green, and it's beautiful. I mean, we all have our comfort
It's so
zones.
fun. I
Yeah.
love when people like show their stuff.
So-
I love seeing other people's stuff.
Like we talk, we joke about me knitting all the green things. I mean, I'm wearing a green sweater that I made, but
Oh
the 2 whips that I'm working on right now are there's no green in either of them.
nope,
There's no green in either of them.
Well, those
Jessica. This is the Ivy sweater. It's actually called the Ivy poncho from.
So this I think was my first Swancho.
It was.
Before I think the Swancho
What is
like
this?
phrase came out. It's like a poncho sweater.
okay.
Sweater poncho. And this is the Ivy sweater from Louisa Harding,
Yeah.
and it's got these really cute little leaf lace motif here at the bottom.
And this was knit sideways.
It's knit in 2 panels that you then seam together.
Yeah, but it's knit sideways. It was. I also did this, and that was my most. This was my most adventurous knit for sure. It was beautiful. It turned out beautiful though.
And I finished it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago, I finished this. And I decided that I didn't want to put the sleeves on it. Because it's meant to have long sleeves.
Mine are long and they're cabled.
And I feel that it's too warm here for a long sleeve sweater like this. And
Also,
this is
it's heavy. It's kind of a heavy
well,
sweater.
it's a DK weight sweater. So it's really nice because it's got the lace in it on the top and on the bottom, and so it breathes really well.
Yeah.
And so it makes a really nice spring or a fall sweater for this area. And then
It's really pretty too.
so what I just picked up, now I've been working on this for a little while. This particular sweater is the Zweg sweater from Caitlin Hunter. And I cast this on September 1st of 2019.
We dyed this yarn just for Jessica.
And it's this really pretty kind of midnight gray purple. And then the silver is a sparkle single in our colorway knitting needles.
Yeah, we call this knitting needles. And this color was so interesting because it's actually a gray, but when you don't put a lot of depth of shade on it, it came out purple. So it was.
And what's really cute about this is it's got all these little single cable stitches in
They
it.
look like little butterflies.
So
I was
it's like a
thinking they
little-
look like little bees.
She calls them X's.
Yeah.
It's an X
Well.
cable pattern.
So pretty.
But I picked it up today, and I picked up my sleeves on the sweater, and I'm doing them 2 at a time. So I should have this done by the next podcast. And so I'm really excited to do this. I'm going to do the sleeves 3/4 length. It's supposed to be full length sleeves, and the way it's written, you don't do any sleeve decreases until you get to the cuff, and then the cuff is like 5 inches long, which I'm not gonna do.
Wow.
I like a long rib on. I love that on a cuff.
but we don't need it here.
We don't.
And so I'm gonna make it I'm gonna make it a 3/4 length sleeve, and I think I'm only gonna do like 1.5 inches or 2 inches of the ribbing. So yeah, that sweater's not green.
That one's not, y'all.
And then I have another not green whip that I am going to pick up here pretty soon. It's called the I Am Dragon 3 shawl from Alexandra Davidoff.
I forgot about that.
I dyed
one.
this yarn specifically for Jessica
Yeah.
for this kit, and I wish that y'all could see how beautiful it is, because it is, I mean, look at the greens that are in it. So she is getting that green, but
So
it
yes,
is
it
so
has-
beautiful.
It does have green.
And it's
it
beaded.
has green, but it's mostly purple. I mean,
And it's beaded.
Yes.
It's so gorgeous, but show their other 3 colors.
So it's this light
I'll hold
purple.
this for you.
It's this light. Now I have to be careful because all of my beads are on.
Oh, and that was a ton of beads, wasn't
That was
it?
a
Yeah,
ton
that
of
was a lot of
beads.
beads.
So it's this light purple
Here, I'll hold that for
that
you.
has some speckles in it. It's got
It's
some
very
lime
lightly
green
speckled, just very, very lightly. I'll hold that for you.
And then the medium color is this darker purple, and it's got the most beads on it, but it also has some speckles in it. It's got some blue and some lime green speckles in it.
That's the one I somehow got stuck with the beads. Isn't
It was, wasn't it? And then the last color I've not started yet, it's this gray, so it's gonna fade into it, but it also has the beads already pre-strung on it. It's got the purple and the lime green speckles on it.
It's gonna be so beautiful.
So it's gonna be a really pretty shawl when it's finished, and I had other patterns come up, and I stopped working on it. Granted, it's not an easy in-shop pattern to follow.
No, it's more of a private knit. I
I
call it
think
private
we
knitting.
should show the bag too. That is so
Oh,
cute.
yes. So the project bag that I have this in is a Harry Potter inspired fabric, and I believe it's knit for brains.
It is a knit for brains,
It
and
is.
Laura
There's my
made
tag.
that specific. She just made that special for Jessica.
So this is a knit for brains project bag, and I don't think I have any of my other project bags with me. Actually, I do. The green one that my purple sweater is in is another knit for brains, and it's a drawstring canvas with these cute little cacti.
She gave
On the
that to
inside.
Jessica, so she was here last year visiting, and not last year, but in 19 she was here visiting,
2019,
and she
yeah.
brought Moo with her, and so we were gonna go eat dinner somewhere or have lunch somewhere, and so Jessica watched Moo here in the store, and Jessica goes, "If you'll watch Moo, I'll give you a bag of your choice." And Jessica's like, "Okay." And so that's the one she chose.
And then I am working on the little socks for Lucas still. I've not made much progress on these because I've been trying to finish my other projects that I've been working on.
You've been getting them done.
Hey, are y'all ready for St. Patrick's Day? Are you doing any knitting for St. Patrick's Day? I I got an acquisition. You know, I think everyone knows that Cheryl from Hypnotic Yarn is one of my very, very good friends. And she did a little sneak peek photo, and I messaged her and I'm like, Cheryl, I have to have that kit. And she's like, okay, no problem. I'll send you an invoice. And so it came yesterday, and it's so beautiful. Look at this yarn. And this green is so gorgeous. And I love it. It's called
Lucky and Janomit. Or Lucky and I Know It.
Lucky and I Know It.
That's what
It
it
is so adorable. But it also came with this beautiful bag. Her virtual assistant, Bree, makes these, and it's called Cookies and Bees, is the logo. Okay, thanks.
So it's got these really cute little Irish gnomes.
Which, by the way, if you've ever seen our gnome kits, Patty O Gnome, that's the exact color of the beard that we put in that St. Patty's gnome kit.
And then the interior.
That's why I had to have it.
The interior fabric of this is super cute. It's these
So adorable.
polka dot with the clovers, and then she's got her Cookie and Bees logo
So cute.
in there, and then it's got a really nice little interior zippered pocket for your notions or whatever.
It's nice. So I thought I ordered it, y'all. I ordered it for Jessica because Jessica loves St. Patty's Day. I mean, she loves green. She loves all things St. Patty's, and we have Irish heritage, and so we definitely embrace that. But when it came, she's like, your hypnotic yarn came, because it's all in this psychedelic envelope, and she's like, your hypnotic came, and I'm like, well, let's open it. And so I opened it up, and I'm like, so I ordered this for you, but I'm not entirely sure that I can give it to you because I love the bag so much.
It is a nice bag.
Well, and this green yarn is so beautiful. It's so colorful. I just love it. So I don't know what to do about it now.
I don't know. What do you all think? Do you think she should give it to me?
Let's just say this: Jessica's an only child. Let's just leave that there. I know. She is.
I think you should show the other little bag too. I love looking at people's bags.
Well, so this is my I love this little bag that Knit for Brains does, because it has these little side indents, and look, I love how it just pops open. It's fun. It's just a little bitty bag, but one little skein of, I just love it. And
It's a nice little sock bag.
it is.
Little
Look at the
single-
little, they're little
Heart donuts.
heart donuts. They're so cute, and I love it.
And it's sparkle.
It's my favorite size bag because I like to knit a smaller project, and they all fit in here so nicely.
She doesn't like working on projects that are going to take her a lot of time.
No, because I'm dying, and I'm marketing, and I'm
Got things to
visiting,
do.
and yeah, I have.
You talk like Anna and I are not here to help you.
No, it's just that. It's not that. It's just.
Yeah, what is that?
Maybe you need to start doing things around here.
Anna rearranges the store all the time. If y'all come
Whether
in,
they want it or not.
and then when Anna's been up front, she'll be and she's moved something. She watches my every step, and I'm not joking. She watches my every step like this. Just if I'm gonna move something, she wants to know if I'm gonna move something.
She wants to know if you notice what she moves.
Oh, I know. You cannot get anything over on me, can you?
Was there? No. Okay, there was something in the window that I had really thought.
Oh yeah, that was the no. I said we are not gonna put the poinsettias back in the window.
The gold ones.
The gold, we are not putting the gold poinsettias in the window. And then I wasn't here, and they were there.
They appeared magically. It wasn't me.
And I crawled in that window, and I took every one of them out, and I took a picture and sent it to her, and I said, I said no poinsettias in the window.
They were so pretty in the window.
Yeah,
surprised
but
you
it was
could
not
get up
Christmas
there.
anymore.
What? But they weren't red poinsettias. They were champagne-colored
I know.
poinsettias.
Like we went and put the bicycle up in the. We put the
I crawled through that.
with
Yes.
this. So
Oh, now Jessica helped.
So we put the poinsettias up real quick, up against the glass, and then there's a bicycle in the window. So we shoved that up there real quick, and it was like, okay, well, the poinsettias are trapped.
Yes.
No, apparently not.
No.
Apparently not.
No. It's just that it was after Christmas. It was after Christmas.
Yeah, but we still have all the red and white poinsettias in the window.
They're just red ones, and it's Valentine's Day. So it was like, we love flower. I love flowers. Flowers are a big thing for me. I love flowers, and so they're everywhere. They are. We have them everywhere, and I love them. And I love a mix of pinks and reds and whites, and I just love it, and all shades, and greenery. I just love it. It makes me feel happy. So
Anna, what sweater are you wearing? Do you remember what that pattern is
I
called?
don't, and I thought, oh, I should probably look that up real quick, but my phone is at like dangerously low.
we told you to
I
charge
know,
it.
like a few hours ago you started telling me, and I
Yeah.
didn't do it. But I want to say it's by Jennifer Stein Glass.
Oh, what is
Grass.
she made the garden
Garden Gate,
Yeah,
which I think is up in Canada.
this is beautiful.
It is really pretty. I love your color work. You do pretty.
You do a good job
You
on
do really
that.
good even color work.
I love this woman's designs. Jennifer Stein something or other.
Well, she does a lot of very
Kind of like
Scandinavian
Mm-hmm.
style color work designs.
Yeah, I've done like 3 of her sweaters, and I really love them all.
Well, and they're flattering.
Yeah,
They are.
there was one that I had finished knitting. I think it was I finished knitting it while I was in Ontario a year or 2 ago, and it looked better on my mom. So it's
Oh,
still
you gave it to
Yeah,
her.
I was like, it's worsted weight. I'm not gonna wear it very often. But she loves it. She wears it a lot.
Well, and that was supposed to be a long sleeve sweater, wasn't it?
Yes.
And you decided to make it short sleeve.
So she wears like a kind of like a long john shirt. I don't think people call them long johns anymore.
I think they call them long underwear.
Yeah. Thermal underwear.
Thermal.
When I was a kid, it was always
Well, I
long
think
johns.
the long johns were
like the one
like the
piece?
Henley,
Oh.
where it had that ribbed kind of cotton design, like
Oh, like that thermal.
like the thermal fabric, as opposed to now they're just like real thin, almost
Yeah,
like a
like a-
silky
yeah.
type polyester
The
fabric.
the silk ones are so warm. I like those. So we had some people leave us lots of we had comments left on our last podcast, and it was kind of fun to hear the questions and read them. We enjoyed. Thank y'all for being nice.
We
had
we enjoyed hearing where everyone was watching from. We did have a couple of people that wanted us to say hi to them. We've got this
Yeah.
cute little 5-year-old girl who loves to come to the shop, and she saw us up on the TV, and her mom was saying that she was talking to us, and so we have to say hi to Penelope.
And then she came into the store and she went over to Jessica and she goes, "Why didn't you talk to me?" She didn't realize that she thought we were just there FaceTiming. She didn't
Yeah.
know the difference, and
That's
so
so
we thought it
cute.
was so precious. And so, hi Penelope, hi P. And then we have some people from where we lived in Virginia who have been watching us. And so, hi Miss Marcy. And who else were we going to say hi to? Oh, Natalie. Natalie lives in Wisconsin, and she likes it when we say y'all. And And I don't know what age Natalie is, but she was visiting her grandmother in Hot Springs. And then over Christmas, her dad was here and bought some yarn and took back to them. So, hey, Natalie.
And we had some people ask us if we crochet. Do either of you crochet?
Minimal.
Minimal.
Yeah, I barely can crochet, although I did start
You did that Baby Yoda.
I started the Baby Yoda, but I had to put him to the side until we got his eyes in, and then I haven't picked him back up. But I do have a crochet shawl planned to try and practice.
I just dropped a ball of yarn.
Oh, that's fun.
It's just gonna wander.
It's a runaway.
Yeah.
I actually just I prefer knitting because I like the thinner, flatter fabric that it creates instead of the bulk. As a shop owner, I love crochet because they use 3 times more yarn.
And they go so fast.
And they go so fast. It is a lot faster. And I think that there's lots of times when you can mix both. And so when I have to mix both in knitting, and I can crochet, but I prefer knitting.
I put a crocheted border on a knitted shawl before, and it turned out so pretty. That was for a swap though on Ravelry, so I didn't keep it. But at that time I thought, oh, I might want to take up crocheting.
It kind of keeps the edge from rolling, I think.
Yeah,
It can.
Does
yeah.
a good job. One of the other questions that we had was, how did we start knitting? And do you want to?
I mean, I started knitting after my mom and her friend Karen started knitting, and I had wanted to pick it up. I had wanted to try it, and my mom tried to teach me, and that was not going well. And so then Karen started to teach me, and I picked it up a whole lot better. But I couldn't pick up the cast on it. I think that was my issue with starting knitting with you, was that I couldn't pick up the cast on. I couldn't figure out how to do it.
So now when I teach knitting, I don't teach the cast on first.
So for a while, I think I had to have you cast on whatever
Yeah.
I was doing.
But it's okay because when I made a mistake, I gave it to her and she fixed it. So it was a good working relationship.
Yeah, but I was real young when I started knitting.
Yeah, I think you were about 4th grade.
That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
What about you?
I want to say that. Okay, so my family had moved from Saskatchewan to Indiana, so
Roundabout.
like somewhere between 9 and 12 years old. So that's when I had my first cast on. So, oh yes, and now when did you start?
Well, I was going to ask you, did anyone else in your family knit?
Mom actually crochets more. And I don't know why I didn't want to learn to crochet, but she said, okay, well, here is, the very basic that you can do, and now you just, so, which my mom is such a trooper. I ended up signing up to go to Ireland on a knitting tour thing with a group of ladies.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah,
Me
it
too.
was lovely. And so
It was lovely.
It was lovely. So I wanted my mom to come along, and she really quickly, like the few weeks or couple months leading up to the trip, she real quickly tried to pick up some knitting, and she did really well.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. So when so my husband, we are high school sweethearts, and we were stationed in Charleston, South Carolina. My husband was a submarine officer, and I was pregnant with Jessica, and we went to sub school, and I think it was prototype. And we moved into an apartment, and the little lady who lived next door saw that I was very obviously pregnant, and she was determined that I was going to make my baby a blanket, which is sitting in the window at the store here.
Oh.
It's a white Afghan, and I crocheted that. And so then right after that, we moved to Connecticut for sub school, and I met Karen, who taught Jessica to knit. And so I taught Karen how to crochet, and Karen says to me one day, Lori, if we go and learn how to knit, we can make cooler things. Which isn't necessarily true, but we're young mothers, and
At the
at the
time.
time we thought it was.
Well, I think at the time that was the case.
Yeah. So we went and learned how to knit, and that's kind of about it. And so I've been knitting maybe about 24 years now. We went and took a knitting class, and then also Karen and I went on a knitting cruise, and we had such a fun time with that. About 24?
I'm thinking maybe a little less than that. Unless I was 5.
Oh my goodness,
When you
I think
learned to
that
knit.
means I
Maybe.
learned to knit before you.
Well, people do think you're Jessica's mom.
Oh my goodness. We went to a store together and this woman was like, "You're her mom, right?" No, I'm pretty sure you're her. No, I'm pretty sure
I wasn't with them, but if I were, I was gonna say she's my mom.
So it's a store that we frequent often together, and it's a store that all 3 of us have gone to before together.
And the girl has seen us. The girl recognizes us.
Yeah, so
And she is very sweet.
She is.
so sweet, so sweet.
But I did not.
She's less sweet now for Anna.
I did not
She's-
love that. I was like, no, I would have remembered.
Now I'm fairly certain that one's not mine.
I'm older, but not that much.
So yes, Anna has been knitting longer than me because she's Jessica's mother. The truth of the matter is, Anna's only a few years older than Jessica. So,
I think I'm like 9 years older.
oh, 9 years? Oh, well, she's substantially older than Jessica.
I have all the gray hairs to prove that too.
We should take them blonde.
Maybe. Or blue.
Well, we have to bleach out the rest of your hair in order to get blue.
I've always wanted blue hair.
I'll just put
For
extensions
the
in.
shortest amount of time, I had blue hair.
I'm also a hairstylist, and if y'all saw on social media, I was building something in the back of my dyeing studio, and I put in a hair salon back there. That's just private, so it's just for us. But I can do hair extensions. We should put some blue ones in.
I think I'll go with that.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
easier.
blue. So
She does.
Who are some of our other favorite designers? They know we like Stephen West, and are there other people that we're drawn to?
So I also really like, and help me out with her last name, Tristan
Moline
Moline? Is it
from
Molina?
Dragon Horde Yarn.
Yeah, so Dragon Horde Yarn. She's an independent dyer as well, she also goes by Dragon Horde Designs on Ravelry. She has been designing for a few years now, and last year I test knit 2 of her patterns. She's done a few color work sweaters recently that I've really enjoyed, and she does her neck shaping a little bit different than some of the other designers do, and I feel like it lays a little bit nicer.
It's definitely more comfortable.
It's definitely more comfortable, and it's something that she came up with herself, and she's really been into the color work recently, and I've really enjoyed some of her color work designs.
Yes.
So she is another one of my favorite designers right now.
Who do you like?
So I've always one of the designers I kind of got attached to for quite a while, and I still really love her stuff, is Vera Valimaki. feel
could be
terrible about.
butchering that name.
Right.
Yeah.
Apologies to Vera and anyone else who might have that.
Her patterns are
same last
gorgeous.
night. Yes. So I've done several shawls. I did a little cardigan, which I started to wear for this podcast, and I found a hole.
Oh no.
Yeah. Which is, all knitters' worst nightmare. It's like, how did this hole, come about? And so I'm a little freaked out.
Do you have any of that yarn left to tack it?
I already had to do mending on this little cardigan because some little jerk cat went and attacked it. Like, it was fresh off the needles, and this horrible little creature that no, he wasn't.
Apparently he's a jerk.
It was young, and
She might be slightly overreacting to how naughty the cat actually is.
well, and this cat is it's not it. I don't know where this cat is. It wasn't one of mine, fortunately, but it got on my knitting as soon as I was done knitting it, and then
So it stopped your knitting until you were done, and then it attacked it.
yeah, it's like wow, that's a jerk move. That's a real jerk move. So I had to mend it, and I didn't have the yarn.
Well, you know what you can do? You can bring it or you can leave it, and then I'll dye a mini, and I'll color match it for you and dye a mini for you.
So
you
and
can
this,
fix it.
This hole is in the lace, so I'm kind of annoyed about that too. 'Cause-
Yeah, but that'll be easier to repair
You think?
than I think.
Well, what is
You
another...
can replicate that instead of
Or-
having to do that mending stitch.
Yeah. Well, there's also just making it obvious.
Yeah.
So who's your?
So I like to knit a lot of small projects. So a lot of the hats that I knit are Hypnotic Yarns designs. I really, really, really like her Liana hat. I actually sell a lot of that hat pattern in the store because it's one of my very favorites.
We've got a couple of those knit up too. It's just
I do.
on different styles of yarn.
Yes, it's a very versatile. And then she did a really pretty one called the Queen Bee, and she lets me test knit for her on her hat patterns, and so I did that. And then y'all know I like Stephen West, and I've done Andrea Mowry, and I've done Hohees, and then others that I can't even think off the top of my head right now I've done. But before we moved here, we really did most of the patterns at our local yarn store in Virginia. We did whatever they were doing at the table. And 9 times out of 10, they came out of Vogue Knitting. So we were doing that kind of knitting
We
until...
didn't have any one particular designer that we would follow.
Yeah, we didn't have that. We were completely exposed to the whole wide world of knitting when we moved to Arkansas, which is so crazy because we didn't Instagram, we didn't follow in Ravelry groups, we didn't participate in Knit Along. So
Ravelry really opened.
it
up
really did.
for-
It really did. So,
Sure did.
and also I love that because you can be someone who's brand new and publish something and go viral. I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing what you can do.
So should we go ahead and pick a winner for our
I think
first?
we shall.
Yeah.
First
Hey, do y'all
giveaway?
want to pick a winner?
So let's show real quick what we have. So we've got the Loopy Mango Dream Tweed. Last video we did have Lucas put a little picture up on the screen, and so we've
I
got
love the colors in that.
This is their Dream, which is their worsted weight merino wool, and it's got some nice hot pink and yellow tweed on the screen.
Yeah,
color.
it's so pretty.
And then we've got a hat pattern to go with it. And then the Loopy Mango drawstring canvas bag. And we've got a Arkansas Yarn Co. logo stitch marker.
That I made.
Resin
I made
stitch
that.
marker.
It's so cute. It goes with the yarn so nicely.
And a little Arkansas Yarn Co. logo sticker. So we did write down
The names of people who commented, let us know where they were from if they watched the video, and we've got the names written down in a little Arkansas Yarn Co. tumbler.
Yeah, I wandered through the
I
store
love-
yesterday. I was like,
I
"Ooh."
love my logo. I love my logo. So I put it on all the things that I can put it on.
So as Anna draws a name, we will have the winner labeled down
Yeah.
at the bottom. And if you are the winner, we will have you send us a message.
Y'all, it is Jennifer, the Maker Mama. Jennifer, the Maker Mama.
Congratulations.
She's from Alabama, and she just ordered yarn from us. She ordered the conversation hearts. I've been chatting with her, and she just cast on her very first ever pair of socks. She just finished her first one.
Fantastic.
Yep, she got the sock kit that had the purple mini with it, and she just finished her first one, and she's getting ready to start her second one. She's doing the vanilla sock from Kay, from the Crazy Sock Lady, and made by Maddie, who is our sock instructor. Is she learned about that from their podcast, We Share Needles. So yay, Jennifer!
Way to go,
I'm so
Jennifer.
happy this is going to
Congratulations.
you. Yeah.
I think you'll really enjoy working with
You're gonna
this.
love it. You're absolutely gonna love it. It's so soft. It feels like wearing warm air. It's so soft.
Feels like a dream.
Like a dream. Dream.
So yes, send us a message. That way we can go ahead and get that sent to you.
yes.
And we'll get
Actually,
it
I
sent
have her.
out.
I have her address because she just ordered yarn. So we'll get it sent out to you, Jennifer. I'm so excited you won.
So we would like everyone to ask us some more questions. We want
Yeah, we
to
love that.
and tell us some things about you. We'd like to hear some things about you, what you like to do, what your favorite designers are, maybe what your favorite pattern is that you've
Yeah.
done. And then ask us some questions. We'd love to be able to answer and get to know everyone.
Well, and we like being interactive. We want to, that's part of the reason why we're doing this is because we want to know you and we want you to know us. And we want to be friends.
You might end up knowing more than you want to.
You're definitely going to learn more about us than you want to because we're sharers.
Or than you thought you wanted
Yeah,
to.
more than you thought you wanted to. We're sharers. Yeah, some of us are huggers. But yeah,
And
Yeah.
some of us are troublemakers.
they're so troublemaker. They always gang up on me. Always.
We have to have a best friend that does that.
That's what I prayed for.
So this is, you asked for it.
Yeah, I did. I asked for it. I wouldn't change it. Not one bit. We love Anna. Next time we have our podcast, I think Anna has a new board planned for us. I can't wait to see it. Sometimes she just comes in here and says,
I'm ready.
I'm ready. And she just starts doing
Wiping
the
it
back.
down.
Mhm.
But we got to make sure we have her not do it on a Wednesday
Yeah.
because we have wool on Wednesday. So
Yes.
every now and then we have to stop her.
Yes. But I'm super excited to see what it's going to be. Maybe it'll be a leprechaun. A
I don't
gnome.
think that this one was up for the last one.
I think it was just. I think
it
we
was
just.
I think we
you did it
recorded
just that day.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't
It's
either.
cute, isn't it? I love it. I look at those cute little loveys right there. She does a great job. If y'all have any ideas on chalkboard art, just drop it down. We'd love to have suggestions on that. I know Anna will. Anna, she's like, she would get started and I would come in. I'm like, oh, I have a great idea. Let's do this. And she's like,
There was one time I was like,
Just
"You
one time.
Stay in there."
yeah, she made me stay in the dyeing studio the entire time because I redirect her.
I can't remember which one that was, but I did do that one
Yes.
time.
Yeah, it was fun though.
We had fun.
I enjoy it, and I look forward to it. I know a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well-
So are we gonna do a giveaway for next podcast?
I think we talked about doing one a month. So we'll do a giveaway with the first podcast of the month, and then
Okay.
we'll announce the winner with the second one.
Yeah. So what do we want them to do for the in the meantime?
Just ask us questions. We'd be happy to answer them.
Hey, and would y'all
Yeah.
do us a huge favor and share our podcast
Yes, please
on
do.
your Insta or your social media? We're working really hard to grow our subscribers, and so that would be a big help to us if you would do that, is share so that we can grow. I think we have 67. That's
Well,
great.
and if you enjoyed the video, please give us a like. We like to get that positive feedback.
Yeah.
Also, let us know if the sound is better.
Yes,
we did make a change.
We did purchase a microphone, so it is in front of us as opposed to further back with the iPad, because the iPad has to be back a little ways to be able to fit all three of us in. So we did purchase a microphone, and hopefully the sound quality is better this time.
We're learning, and we appreciate graciousness.
Well,
Definitely.
we also appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
We definitely did, because we don't know, if we don't know it exists, we can't fix it. And so we did appreciate that, and we did appreciate that everybody that did make the comment, they were kind about it. And so that we were thankful about that,
Yes.
for sure. So anyway, I think that
Thanks for hanging out with us.
yeah, it was
we
fun.
Can't wait to hang out with you again next time.
Yes.
And I think we're gonna try and get the podcast up on the first and third Friday of the month. If it's not up on Friday, it will definitely be up on Saturday.
Whatever she says. Yeah. Yeah. So Lucas is going to do some magic for us, maybe, and put Jennifer's name in the bottom down here, and
Yes.
so that'll be kind of fun. And I think that we should end this by saying hi to Mom and Dad in Canada.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
They've been watching, and it makes us tickled to know that they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad found it and
In
ran
the middle of the
into-
night.
Yeah, and they've actually been here and met Jessica and I, so they're like our mom and dad now too. Yeah. So hi, Mom and Dad.
Although they did not birth you, they would have
No,
remembered.
they didn't. They would have remembered. Anyway, you guys have a really great next couple of weeks, and we will see you soon. Thanks, and have a good day. Bye, y'all.
Bye.